So Oda just randomly answered 10 fan questions, and it's really exciting. It's actually better than the SBS that we got earlier this week, because we're finding out what Akainus Bounty is and what happened at the Rocky Port incident. I know, I can't believe it. So let's just get right into it. So Oda was asked, please tell us how the bounty system of the Cross Guild works. And he said, famous Marines are a special case. 1 star equals 100 million berries. 1 crown equals 10 stars, or 1 billion berries. Company officers and below are 100,000 berries. Field officers, command rank and below, are 1 million berries. Captain and Commodore are 1 star, which is 100 million berries. Rear Admiral, 3 stars, 300 million. And then the Vice Admiral is 5 stars, 500 million, which is interesting. Admiral, 3 crowns, which is 3 billion berries. We found this out before. And then Fleet Admiral, 5 crowns, which is 5 billion berries. We did not know this. So this means essentially that Akainus Bounty is 5 freaking billion. So is that accurate to like how strong he is? I don't know, because there's only been 2 characters that have had a 5 billion berry bounty. And that is Whitebeard and Roger. Whitebeard was 5.046 billion and Roger was 5.564 billion. The closest to them before that was Kaido with 4.6 billion. So let me just say that I do think Akainu is really strong. I mean, obviously he's one of the strongest characters currently in the series for sure. However, if we say that he is like accurately a 5 billion bounty in power, then that would mean that like he's 2 billion stronger than Luffy? And I know it angers some people when we try to say like the bounties are the accurate power levels of characters and whatnot. And I'm not saying that it 100% is, but more or less this is what the bounties represent, right? Like a rough estimation of how powerful someone is. And I don't think Akainu is roughly around 2 billion stronger than Luffy. Now, if we're taking significance into account, then yeah, 5 billion, especially according to how the Cross Guild works. Akainu, a fleet admiral, would be worth that much to them for sure. So I don't think it's necessarily like 1-to-1 how it works with the world government's bounties, but more or less it's, I don't know, kind of towing the same line. Basically what I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't take away from this that Akainu is like as strong as Roger or Whitebeard was in their prime, and that he could just mop the floor with everyone in the verse right now outside of like Emu. I don't think that's the case, although I do think that Akainu is top 5 strongest right now, probably, right? Next, Oda was asked about what happened at the Rocky Port incident and how Kobe became a hero. So we've heard about this a few times in the series, but we never found out like what actually happened. So here it is. Oda said, since explaining it would take too long and I don't think this will be depicted in the main story, but here's a summary of the Rocky Port incident. Hearing that the pirate island holds an important poneglyph, Law hijacked a massive passenger ship called the Rocky Port and infiltrated the island. This ship happened to be carrying the king, an important nobleman of a certain country. However, the ship Law wanted to board was actually a smuggling vessel, flying the same nation's flag and involved in dealings with Pirate Island, which led to major trouble. Law clashed with the pirates, and soon after, Kobe and Blackbeard separately arrived on the island for their own reasons, leading the 3 to join forces. As a result of this incident, Blackbeard became the king of Pirate Island, Law was recognized as one of the 7 warlords of the sea, and Kobe was hailed as a hero. Wow. It's a shame that Oda off-screened this, because this is really cool. Dare I say it, it's cooler than a lot of the stuff that we actually do get on screen. I'm not trying to hate on Oda or One Piece, but you guys know what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff that could have been chopped out of Egghead, and then we could have gotten like a flashback of this instead for sure, right? But it's fine. I'm not going to try to speculate too much about what this important poneglyph is, because there's so many of them, and what they say could be anything about the Void Century or what leads to that information. Pretty sure they're not talking about a road poneglyph here. This is probably like an informational one rather than like the directional one. And we don't even really know why Blackbeard and Kobe were going there. It's kind of just a coincidence. And then once Law, Kobe, and Blackbeard all saw each other, they were like, oh, well, we all kind of know each other. I mean, I don't know how much they know Kobe, but Law and Blackbeard definitely know each other. And they were like, well, hey, let's just team up here because, you know, we're fighting against all of the pirates on Hachinosu because we found out that Ochoku, who I'm pretty sure we don't even know who he looks like, or Wang Shi is also his name, who is a former member of the Rocks Pirates, was there, and he was defeated? Blackbeard said that he needed help from Kobe to defeat him, so I don't know how much help he needed, but yeah, I guess he was a big deal, and that's what led to them all getting their promotions and all of the hype that they got out of this. Also, Law had like that case full of hearts that he had, right, out of that Rocky Port incident, so man, I wish we could have seen this. But anyway, Oda was also asked, during the God Valley incident, St. Garling went and confronted the pirates, but how strong is his combat abilities? Oda said, he's strong. There's a reason for his strength. All right, thanks, Oda. No, it's fine. I mean, yeah, we know he's strong. I'm sure he was just as strong as Roger and Garp and Whitebeard were. Like, he was in that tier. But as for Oda saying there's a reason for his strength, I guess something special happened to him. Like, I don't think this just means he trained really hard. There might be something that we maybe not necessarily can guess right now, you know? Maybe it could be something similar to the Gorosei. Maybe he was given his power. Or he's like somebody's son or something. Maybe he's one of the Gorosei's son. No, I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much, but there's a reason for his strength. But anyway, going further, another question was, when Luffy is using Gear 5, he pulls out things like goggles and baseball helmets from what looks like a Hagoromo or a feathered raiment. Please tell us how it works. And Oda said, it's the entrance to Nika's fantasy. Okay, I guess you could take this for what you will. It's up to, I guess this is up to like personal interpretation. I don't know if this means that the Sun God Nika Devil Fruit gives Luffy literal power of imagination, like he's Gremmy from Bleach or something, where he could just manifest whatever he wants. That's a little too broken. But it is possible that that might be the true power of the Nika fruit. And maybe even Emu has something similar to that. Like the yin to Luffy's yang, maybe. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Sabo inherited the Maramar Noi, the flame fruit. He's demonstrating its powers to the fullest. Did he do some training to properly use the Maramar Noi? And Oda said he is training every day. I think that Sabo, who regained his memory, remembered a lot of things. Yeah, I'm sure he did, Oda. Has Dragon ever lived together with Luffy? No, at least not in what Luffy remembers. He is different with Kuma because he is the leader of the Revolutionary Army, and if their parentage relationship is revealed, it'll endanger Luffy's life. I wonder what kind of feeling he felt when he is forced to leave his family, and what did he thought when he saw his son in Logtown? Well, Oda, why don't you tell us? Because you're literally the only person who knows the answers to those questions that you yourself are asking. The ship of Blackbeard pirates is named Saber of Zebek. Does it have any relation to Rock's D. Zebek? Zebek is the name of a sailing ship. So it could be a coincidence, or maybe not. Actually, I'm not too mad at Oda's answer here because, as we've been speculating about for years now, Blackbeard probably does have some kind of connection to Rocks. But Zebek is the name of a sailing ship. So that would be hilarious if Oda's just like, yeah, it was just a coincidence. Blackbeard just, you know, named it Zebek because of that. I don't think that's the case. I'm sure some way, whether biologically or through will, Blackbeard is related to Rocks. The Kamusari Divine Departure attack that took out Kid in one hit. Was that move taught by Roger, or did Shanks learn it by imitating him? He remembered it because he was always looking up to Roger. It's not just something that anyone from the Roger Pirates can imitate, so Shanks' talent is quite astounding. That's a great question. I love the Kamusari, probably my favorite attack in the series. And I always wondered, like, if Shanks did train with Roger or Roger taught him it, but no, he kind of just learned it from muscle memory and watching him. And it's understandable because Shanks is a freak. I'm sure he could just, you know, learn how to do a Conqueror Haki energy blade. As the 10th ship captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, what kind of work does Kuan do? Does he have subordinates? He has subordinates. He's not the type to obey everything Blackbeard says. For Kuan, being part of a pirate crew doesn't necessarily mean he must do evil deeds. Rather, it implies living freely. However, as a member of the Blackbeard Pirates, it seems he has also caused many casualties. Okay, so I like this too. I like the little line about living freely. Obviously, that parallels to Luffy's whole thing, and actually what the Straw Hats call Luffy when he becomes in his Nika form. They call him his living freely or living the most free when he becomes the most free. So that's not a coincidence. And also, I guess this is confirming that Kuzan has either directly or indirectly led to the death of many innocents. What kind of system is the World Military Draft that added Fujitora and Ryokuyu to the Marines forces? Countries affiliated with the world government have their own soldiers for protection through the World Military Draft. The Marines strengthened their military by drafting the most capable soldiers from these ranks. This draft also became a trigger for the recent 8-Nation Revolution, as the weakening of national defense forces may have contributed to the revolution's success. Okay, that makes a lot of sense actually. And this ties into the SBS that we were talking about earlier this week, where it revealed where Fujitora and Ryokuyu came from. And long story short, they were just randomly like admiral level dudes just chilling in like the East Blue or South Blue, wherever they came from, I forget. But this is saying that them getting removed from those, you know, little places, being big fish in small ponds, led to the collapse of those nations, which, yeah, totally understandable. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you thought about all this stuff in the comments. Really interesting, fun stuff. If you liked the video, please leave it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.